After 60, even one small mistake in how you masturbate can lead to sleepless nights, declining sexual health, or even silent depression without you realizing what's happening. Sounds hard to believe, doesn't it? Most men assume masturbation is always safe, especially when they live alone or don't have a regular sex life like before. But in reality, after over 20 years in practice, I've seen far too many cases where older men still sharp, still healthy, end up quietly harming their own health because of a few seemingly harmless habits in how they masturbate. I'm Dr. Sarah Bennett, and I'm not here to make you feel worried or ashamed. I'm here to talk to you openly, honestly, and with full understanding because sexual needs don't disappear with age. They are a natural part of being human, whether you're 60, 70, or even 80. But for them to stay healthy, we need to understand our body and adjust how we approach these needs as we age. Because after 60, things are no longer the same. The body changes, hormones shift, emotions become more sensitive. What once felt familiar and routine can now lead to insomnia, mood swings, or make existing health conditions worse. Maybe you're thinking of someone close to you, or maybe you felt it yourself, feeling drained, restless, or down after masturbating, and not really knowing why. If so, then this video is for you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the most common masturbation mistakes I see in men over 60, and more importantly, I'll show you how to turn it into a healthy, safe, and positive part of your overall well-being. Let's start with the big question. Why is masturbation no longer harmless after 60? After 60, there's a major shift in your body that most men don't notice. These changes don't shout out loud, but they quietly impact how we feel, how we respond, and how quickly we recover, even from familiar actions like masturbation. When we were younger, our bodies ran on full power. Testosterone, your primary sex hormone, was high, fueling strong, responsive sexual function. But after 60, that hormone naturally starts to decline. It's a normal part of aging. Still, it means our physical responses slow down, and recovery takes longer than it used to. Lower testosterone can cause a gradual drop in sex drive, longer time to get or keep an erection, and a less intense sense of satisfaction afterward. For some, that leads to frustration, disappointment, even self-doubt. But when masturbation is done incorrectly, too aggressively, too often, or while you're exhausted, the negative effects can become much more noticeable and last longer. It's not just hormones either. Your nervous system also becomes more sensitive with age. The nerves that control pleasure and sexual response are easier to overstimulate. So if you masturbate while anxious, stressed, or sleep-deprived, your nervous system may get thrown off balance. You might end up feeling jittery, uneasy, restless, or worse, unable to fall asleep for hours. And we haven't even talked about your heart yet. Did you know that a single masturbation session, if done the wrong way, can spike your blood pressure? Yes, really. Especially when there's tension or you're pushing too hard to climax. That kind of strain increases your heart rate, raises blood pressure, and sends your whole system into a high alert state. A younger body might bounce back fast. But for men over 60, especially those with high blood pressure, heart conditions, or diabetes, this is a very real risk. One of my patients, a man in his 70s, had never been hospitalized for heart issues. One night, feeling lonely, he tried to relax himself before bed. But the opposite happened. His heart raced, he couldn't breathe easily, and by morning, he was in the emergency room with dangerously high blood pressure. Luckily, he got help in time, but it was a serious wake-up call. Your urinary system is also at risk when masturbation is done the wrong way after 60. The prostate, responsible for controlling the flow of urine and semen, starts to enlarge with age. When you masturbate too forcefully or in the wrong position, you can put pressure on the prostate, causing mild inflammation or discomfort in the lower abdomen after ejaculation. If this happens often, it may disrupt urination, leading to frequent urges, burning, or nighttime trips to the bathroom. I've had many patients tell me they feel off after masturbating, not because of guilt, but because their body simply doesn't feel good. They can't sleep, their mood dips, and they lie awake wondering what's wrong. That's a sign your autonomic nervous system has been thrown out of balance. When you masturbate at the wrong time, like when you're tired, hungry, stressed, or already sleepless, it overstimulates your nervous system. And instead of helping you relax, it actually makes you more unstable. That can lead to poor sleep, low energy, and a negative mood the next day. To put it simply, after 60, masturbation is no longer the totally safe activity many assume it to be. It's not bad. I want to be very clear about that, but if done the wrong way, it can quietly harm your physical and mental health. What breaks my heart the most is how many older men go through these changes alone, without ever talking about them. They feel ashamed, they hide it. And they convince themselves that being tired or sleepless after masturbation is just a normal part of aging. But it's not even close. If you've felt like this before, please understand it doesn't mean you're too old or not capable anymore. It simply means your body is trying to tell you something and asking for a new approach to an old habit. And that shift starts with understanding and doing it right. Understanding that your hormones are different now, that your nervous system is more sensitive, that your heart doesn't handle pressure the way it used to, that your body deserves to be listened to, not forced. And most importantly, understanding that masturbation can still be healthy when it's done with respect for your body, with gentleness, and with a positive mindset. So what are the specific mistakes that are silently hurting men over 60? Next, I'm going to walk you through the 5 most common ones I've seen, and I truly believe that once you recognize them and make a few adjustments, your quality of life can improve in powerful, positive ways. 1. Masturbating too often. This is probably the most common and most overlooked mistake. A lot of men still believe that masturbation is always safe, so they think the more, the better. But after 60, that's not necessarily true anymore. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, how many times a week is too much? There's no fixed number. It really depends on your overall health, your heart, your sleep patterns, your mood, and how you feel afterward. That said, if you're masturbating more than 3 times a week and noticing signs like fatigue, poor sleep, mood swings, or lack of interest in other activities, that's your body's way of waving a red flag. You're likely burning through energy and hormones faster than your body can recover. One of my patients once told me, I thought it would help me sleep, but the more I did it, the more drained I felt. I woke up the next morning with no energy to even go for a walk. That's when he realized he'd gone beyond what his body could handle. Pay attention. If you feel wiped out, get a headache, notice a racing heartbeat, or feel sleepy but can't fall asleep after masturbating, your body is trying to tell you something. 2. Overusing porn. Today, with just a phone, you can access endless amounts of porn fast, intense, and non-stop. But here's what most don't realize. Relying too much on porn can actually numb your real-life sensations. Porn creates an artificial kind of stimulation that goes way beyond what your body experiences in real life. Over time, your brain starts to dull its response to real emotional and physical cues and craves more intense stimulation to feel aroused. That's why so many men start having trouble getting or maintaining erections without visual triggers. I remember one man in his 60s who said, I only feel turned on when I'm watching something, but when I'm with my wife, I feel nothing. That's a clear sign of being dependent on artificial stimulation. Even worse, porn can make you rush the process, skipping over your body's natural signals. Over time, this can lead to sexual dysfunction, a drop in confidence, and deep feelings of lone 7 when you're in a relationship. 3. Masturbating when you're tired, sleep-deprived, or stressed. Another risky habit is using masturbation to relieve stress or fall asleep when your body is already exhausted or your mind is overwhelmed. Let me be clear. When your body is tired, stress hormones like cortisol are high, your heart rate is up, your blood sugar may be unstable, and any form of stimulation can throw your nervous system into chaos. Instead of relaxing you, It can lead to insomnia, restlessness, and make it harder to recover the next day. I once asked a patient, "Why did you decide to masturbate at 3 a.m. after not sleeping all day?" He said, "Because I was scared to be alone. I thought it would help me forget that." But the next morning, he woke up completely drained, unfocused, and off balance. What he thought would help him relax ended up pushing his body deeper into stress. 4. Wrong position or unsafe toys. When we're younger, our bodies are flexible, our joints are strong, and our nerves can handle more. So most people never think twice about their position when masturbating. But after 60, using the wrong posture like sitting too long, bending over, or lying on your stomach can compress nerves, strain muscles, or even irritate the prostate. One older gentleman came to me with weeks of lower back and pelvic pain. After a frank conversation, I found out he had been masturbating in a squatting position in the shower, holding it for way too long. That posture didn't just affect his blood circulation, it put direct pressure on his pelvic organs. On top of that, many older men start trying devices. Some of these tools are marketed as pleasure enhancers or realistic simulators, but used incorrectly, they can actually damage sensitive skin or even the nerves. I've seen infections, lingering soreness, and in some cases, nerve injuries just from using the wrong product or not cleaning it properly. Some of these toys are so intense that they hook you on artificial sensations, and eventually, your body can't respond to natural ones anymore. 5. Using masturbation to escape loneliness or stress. And finally, what might be the deepest reason behind it, Alice, using masturbation not out of physical need, but as a way to escape loneliness, emotional pressure, or that hollow feeling late at night. I know many older men live alone. Maybe their spouse has passed. Maybe their kids live far away. During the day, there are distractions, but when night falls, the quiet can feel overwhelming. In those moments, masturbation can feel like a way out. But here's the danger. When it doesn't make you feel better, when it only adds to the emptiness, the guilt, the isolation, that's when it becomes a problem. Masturbating from negative emotions can become a vicious cycle. The lonelier you feel, the more you do it, the guiltier and more disconnected you feel. And so you turn to it again to numb the pain. One patient said to me, "I don't even want to do it anymore. I just don't know what else to do." And that's when I knew the issue wasn't the action, it was the feeling behind it. So how do you keep masturbation healthy and safe? The most important thing is to shift how you think about it. Don't see it as an impulse, see it as part of your self-care. Pick the right time. Listen to your body. And most of all, make sure it comes from a place of self-respect, not self-escape. Now that you understand the most common mistakes men over 60 tend to make, here's what I really want you to take away. Masturbation can absolutely be a positive, healthy, and natural part of life as long as it's done the right way, at the right time, and with the right mindset. Let me now walk you through some simple, practical, and real-world tips to make sure masturbation is something that supports your physical and emotional well-being, not something that causes worry or shame. 1. Right frequency and timing. The question I get all the time is, so how many times per week is okay? And I want to be clear, there's no one-size-fits-all number. But in my 20-plus years working with older men, the ideal range tends to be 1 to 2 times per week. More important than the number is how your body and mind are doing at that moment. If you're feeling good, healthy, rested, in a positive mood, then it can be relaxing and gentle. But if you're tired, hungry, or anxious, it's better to wait. Like I mentioned earlier, when your body's running on empty, it doesn't respond well to sexual stimulation, and that can lead to lingering fatigue, poor sleep, or a general feeling of discomfort. And whatever you do, don't do it right before bed. That's when your nervous system needs to wind down. If you stimulate it then, you might speed up your heart, raise your blood pressure, and disrupt your sleep cycle instead of relaxing you. So pick a time when you feel physically well, emotionally steady, and not rushed. That's when it can really be beneficial. 2. Create a calm and private space. Here's something most people ignore: the setting. Think about ITIF. You're in a cluttered room, loud background noise, poor lighting, and your brain is still worrying about missed calls or unpaid bill. Show on earth is your body supposed to relax? Instead, take a moment to set the scene. A peaceful, private space helps you feel safe and signals your brain to release oxytocin, the hormone linked to comfort, calm, and connection. Here are a few simple tips my patients swear by. Take a warm shower before relaxes your body, improves circulation, reduces tension. Play soft music, whether it's ambient sounds or your favorite calming track. Dim the light shelves, calm your senses, and slow your thoughts. Silence your phone, no interruptions, no distractions. These little adjustments have a surprisingly big impact on how your body responds and how you feel afterward. 3. Masturbate with a positive attitude and self-awareness. One of the biggest mental blocks I see in older men is shame. Many tell me, "I feel like I'm too old for this," or "it just doesn't feel right anymore." But that's not the truth. Masturbation isn't a sign of loneliness or lack, it's a natural part of sexual health. Done right, it can lower stress, improve circulation, keep you in touch with your body, and most importantly, help you stay confident in yourself. So what does a healthy mindset look like? It means no self-judgment, no guilt, no "I'm doing something wrong" thinking. It means seeing this as an act of care, just like drinking water, going for walks, or eating right. One of my patients, nearly 80 years old, once told me, "When I do it with gratitude for my body, I feel alive, I feel present, I feel like myself." That one line stuck with me. It shows that how you feel about what you're doing can matter more than the act itself. 4. When to stop and see a doctor. Even though masturbation is natural and healthy, sometimes your body sends signals that something's off, and if you listen closely, you'll catch them. Here are some signs to watch for. You feel drained or can't bounce back after a session. You're struggling with erectile dysfunction, can't get or keep an erection. You feel pain in your lower abdomen or pelvic floor after ejaculation. You're having trouble peeing, burning, weak flow, going too often. These symptoms could be linked to prostate issues, hormone imbalances, or blood flow problems. And when that happens, the smartest move is to check in with a men's health specialist. I know it's not easy to talk about this stuff, but please trust me when I say, we're here to listen, support you, and help you stay healthy and strong. To sum it up, when it's understood and done right, masturbation can be a beautiful, healthy, and positive part of a man's life after 60. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's a way to connect with yourself, to care for your body, and to maintain a positive, intimate experience with life even as the years go by. And if you're still unsure or need clarity, just remember, there are people out there ready to listen, walk with you, and honor your most human needs. After 60, your body doesn't just need care for your blood pressure, heart, or joints, it also needs love and attention in the most personal areas, including your sexual well-being. There's nothing wrong with masturbation, but doing it the wrong way can quietly lead to long-term consequences that are easy to miss at first. Simple mistakes like bad timing, doing it too often, or approaching it with negative emotions can rob you of sleep, drain your energy, and slowly disconnect you from yourself. What I want you to remember is this: no matter your age, your body deserves to be respected and heard. Understanding it, adjusting your habits, and caring for your sexual health in a positive way, that's all part of living a healthy, fulfilling life after 60. And if you've ever felt lonely, ever kept your worries to yourself, or ever felt ashamed of your natural needs, please stop carrying that burden. You're not alone. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to treat masturbation like something forbidden or shameful. You deserve a full life, not just physically, but emotionally, confidently, and in deep connection with yourself. If anything I've shared today resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share your story, or just leave a note so I know we're walking this journey together. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with the men in your life who might need it. I'm Dr. Sarah Bennett. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep walking the path to living healthy, living fully, and living true to ourselves.